Inshallah, Abu Tahir start us off with the first hadith or two. Tell us what we need to know about him, inshallah.
No. You ready? Or still waiting?
Now, ready for you.
Al-Mashi al-Masajid.
Sure. And then you can do the next one too.
المشي إلى المسجد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أتيتم الصلاة فعليكم السكينة. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, when or whenever أتيتم, you have reached, what I came up with, or you come to the salah, الصلاة فعليكم, because أتيتم is fi'l madi. I think أتيتم الصلاة فعليكم السكينة. And I was thinking about this one here, فعليكم السكينة. I would say like, so upon you is sakina, tranquility. Or I was looking at the word down there that they have in the footnote, ata'ani. It's like unhurried,
right,
or be disciplined, or not in a rush.
Right. Okay. Well, this hadith, you don't know where it's at. Who narrated it?
I didn't get that. I don't know.
No problem.
I didn't do my job. No.
It's hard to find that one. It's hard to find that one because it's not in the index of Muslim with either Ataytum, but we'll find it inshallah. Al-Mashu ila al-Masajid, walking to the Masajid, right? Mashu from Masha, meaning to walk, right? Ila al-Masajid, and we see here Masajid. The word masajid is mamnu min as-sarf, meaning it doesn't take tanween, and also means it doesn't have a kasra when it's majroor. But here we see that masajid has a kasra. That's because a word that is mamnu min as-sarf, where it does not take a tanween, and it does not take a kasra when majroor, it takes a fatha. Whenever you add the alif lam to it, that rule goes away. It becomes musarrafa, or becomes masruf. It becomes able to take the sarf, right? Able to take the change. So, masajid without the alif lam, if we were to say ila masajid, it would say masajida. But because we added the alif lam, it says masajidi. That's one note. Number two, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أتيتم. أتيتم is from ata. Ata, meaning to come, right? Ataytum is you, plural, right? If you or when you guys come to the salah, فَعَلَيْكُمْ السَّكِينَةِ, then upon you is sakina and tranquility. Upon you is to come with what they call waqar, right? Which is to come with dignity. You're not going to, Black Friday, You're not trying to get a TV or something, You're trying to go there and you're trying to worship your Lord. So you want to go with sakina. You want to go with calmness. As it says, you want to go with a purpose in mind. The Prophet ﷺ didn't look all around, because we know the one who makes wudu in his house, and he intends to go to the masjid, and he doesn't do anything except intend to go to the masjid and he prays. And then the angels are making forgiveness for him and seeking forgiveness for him and asking Allah to have mercy on him the whole time, from the time he's in his house until he leaves. Every footstep is a good deed, and every other footstep is a removal of bad deeds. But if you go and you're wandering around, and I'm going to see what I can see on the way, maybe I find a yard sale on the way because I left a little early, then you're going to lose some of that reward, if not all of that reward. Because your whole purpose is not the masjid. So you want to go with the purpose of going to salat. Either ataytum salat, when you guys come to the salat, and ataytum has an object here. Came to what? Came to the salat. Right? So it's mansub maf'ul bihi fa'alaykum as-sakina. And upon you is any questions, Zubair?
Yes.
That
That rule that you just mentioned for mamnu min as-sarf, is that for all of them?
Yeah, whenever something's mamnu min as-sarf, if you add an alif lam to it, then it loses that quality of being mamnu min as-sarf.
Jazakallahu khayra.
No. So, you see, I remember I learned when I was here during one of the doras before I moved here. I learned in a class that masajid was mamnu min as-sarf. And then I bought a book later that day, Kitabul Masajidi, by Sheikh Al-Albani. And I was like, how could it be masajidi? How can it be masajidi? I just learned masajid is mamnu min as-sarf, man. Something's wrong here. So I asked the brother and he explained this to me. But in the beginning of Ajrumiyah, after he starts talking about when he gets to talking about mamnu min as-sarf, then he discusses that issue inside of there. How something, what words are mamnu min as-sarf? That's a discussion. What words are mamnu min as-sarf? And we can go over that another time, inshallah. If it's not now, is not the time for that issue. But something that is mamnu min as-sarf, it loses that quality with the entrance of alif lam. You want to read it for us, Zubair?
المشي إلى المساجد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أتيتم الصلاة فعليكم السكينة.
No. This section here is حق المخلوقين, the rights of creation. Haq, the rights, right, of makhluqeen, from khalaqa, creation, right, to create. But here, makhluq, like we said, the Quran, ghayru makhluq. The Quran, ghayru makhluq, is not created. Makhluqeen is the plural. And it's in the majroor form. It doesn't say makhluqun. It says makhluqeen because it is mudaf ilayh to haqqun, which is mudaf. Right? Makhluqeen. We know when something is plural. Makhluqun. We have that there. Then we know that when it becomes, this is marfu with the wow. When it becomes majroor, or mansub with the ya. So it will be makhluqeen. Right? Haqqul makhluqeen, the rights of creation. After discussing haqqullahi, discuss the rights of creation. The first hadith is birrul walidain, bir, righteousness, al walidain, the plural of walid. Walid is father or parent. Doesn't have to be the father, even though we might say al walid, meaning the father. Walid is a parent, and walidain, the two of them. And like we said, walidan would be majroor. Marfu. Walidan is marfu. Walidan is marfu with an alif. Instead of having a dhamma being marfu, it's marfu with an alif. Walidain is majroor with a ya. Not majroor with a kasra, but majroor with a ya. Same, similar to what we just did with makhluqeen. Because it's mudaf ilayh. And Abu Tahir has this one for us in the righteousness or good duty towards the parents. She's going to do this first one for us as well.
No. جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم Ja'a, a man, Ja'a, he came, and then I guess the fa'il is rajulun, a man
No.
came, ila nabiyyi. This was, by the way, Abu Huraira narrated.
No.
I remember this from the last 100 hadiths for
100
history.
hadith.
Nah, man.
No.
Ja'a rajulun ila nabiyyi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So a man came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, faqala, and he said, man ahaqqa nasi bihusni sahabati. Who is the most deserving of, I guess it would be like my good companionship or my good treatment.
No.
Maybe treatment's not good. Yeah.
Companionship
Qala,
is
companionship. Qala, he said, umuka, your mother. He said, your mother. Qala, thumma man, then who? Qala, thumma ummuka. He said, then your mother. Qala, thumma man. He said, then who? Qala, thumma ummuka. Prophet ﷺ said, again, thumma ummaka, your mother. He said, Qala, thumma man. Then who? Qala, thumma abuka. Then your father. And I don't have next time I'll be prepared, inshallah ta'ala, with the numbers.
no problem. No problem. As he said, it's Abu Huraira. The hadith is Muttafaqun alayh. This one I happen to have the numbers for. This one is 5971 in Bukhari and 6500 in Muslim. Right? As he said, Ja'a rajulun ila nabiyyi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rajulun marfu' because it's the fa'il of Ja'a ila nabiyyi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to the Prophet. It's majroor because of ila, the harf al-jar. فقال من أحق الناس. أحق is from haq, but it means here deserving, most deserving, with the alif, most deserving. Because if you have a haq, then that means if you have a right over something, that means you deserve something from them. If you have a right to do it, that means you deserve to do it. I got a right to stand up and say what I want. That means you deserve to say what you want. You have the right to do so, you deserve to do so. So we have to play around, because we can't say who has the most right. And you can say that, who has the most right of the people for my good companionship, but that's not smooth English. So we can find another way of saying that. Who's the most deserving of the people? Bihusni sahabati. With the good of my companionship. My good companionship. Qala ummuk, your mother. Qala thumma man, thumma then who? He said thumma ummuk, qala thumma man, qala thumma ummuk, qala thumma man, qala thumma abuk. A lot of times when people narrate this hadith, they leave out this thumma, so we don't want to lose it at the end. At the end, thumma abuk, we don't want to lose that thumma. A lot of times they just say abuk, right? No. Qala thumma man, qala thumma abuk. And some narrations, and I'm going to look here in this Muslim while I have it here in front of me. Give me 1 second to open it up to 6500. Some of them don't say thumma ummak. But maybe some of them do. So let me check. Some of them just say ummuk every time. And some of them, this one in Muslim says thumma ummuk. Inshallah. Some of them don't say ummuk. They just say, thumma ummuk. They just say ummuk. But we'll pull that up in a minute, inshallah ta'ala. Any questions, Zubair? You got yourself muted. Any questions?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You want to read it?
جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال من أحق الناس بحسن الصحابة قال أمك قال ثم من قال ثم أمك قال ثم من قال ثم أمك قال ثم من قال ثم أبوك.
Now, in some of the narrations in Bukhari, some of the riwayat, they don't say thumma. It just says ummuk. It doesn't say. And inside of the Dar es-Salaam, it has these in parentheses to say it's not in all of the manuscripts. Right? طيب. Continue. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أبر البر أن يصل رجل ود أبي. بر البر. أبر البر. This is like we said with ahaq. This is the ismu tafdil. Abar. Abar al-bir. The most righteousness of righteousness. The most righteous of righteousness. Right? The most righteous of righteousness. And yasila is that yasila from wasala. Right? Wasala meaning to connect. Right? To connect. Ar-rajul. For a man to connect. That a man connects. Right? Wudda abihi. Wudda rajul here is fire. So we know that a man connects. Right? Wasala yasilu. Wasala yasilu. Yasilu. But here we have yasila because of n. The four things that we learned in the Nahu Wadih that make the present tense verb mansub and lan idhin with a noon and kate. And lan idhin and kate. They make the fi'l mudari, the present tense verb, mansub. So we have an yasila rajulu, that a man connects. Wudda abi. Wudda means the friendships. The things that he had, the things that he has affection for are like this. Or it could even be wishes and desires. Right? Things you have wishes for, things you have a friendship with, an affection for. Right? Something that you love. He connects the wudda, maf'ulun bihi mansub, abihi, mudaf ilayh. He connects the friendships of his father. He connects the things that his father loves. So for instance, so-and-so's father passes away. Right? This is the father, he passes away, but his father had lots of friends. It would be befitting for the son to visit his father's friends, to check on them, to call on them, to send them an email, to go see him on the Eid and see how they are, because that was his father's friends. Or his father, as an example, used to take care of an orphan while he was alive. Or he used to cut the grass of the masjid. I don't know, I'm just giving examples, right? Acts of righteousness that his father used to do, things that he used to love. Then his son continues that after his passing away. He connects the wood, the friendships, the loves, the affections of his father. So this is from the righteous, the most righteous of righteousness. And we know from the Prophet ﷺ that after he went to Medina, whenever he would slaughter an animal, he used to send some of it to Khadija's friends. He used to send some of it to Khadija's friends after her death. Aisha radiallahu anha told us he used to send some of it to Khadija's friends. This is what you do. Your wife was friends with someone, then you be a friend with that person after that. Here's talking about the Abi, but in general, we're talking about, here it says Ashabul Abi down here at the bottom, but in general, we're talking about righteousness. And here, the most righteous of righteousness is that an yasila rajulu wudda abihi. But you could also, and I'm not going to say it comes in abarul bir, but from bir is to yasila rajulu wudda zawjatihi. Oh, similar to that, right? This is how we show righteousness towards each other, and this is a good etiquette. This hadith is in Muslim rather only, number 6514, from Abdullah ibn Umar. Any questions?
No.
Go ahead and read for us, Zubair.
Just a second.
No problem.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أبر البر أن يصل الرجل ود أبيه.
نعم. Abu Tahir.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أبر البر أن يصل الرجل ود أبيه.
No. This next hadith Silatul Rahim. Silatul Rahim. Silatul Rahim is connecting the Rahim, the womb. It doesn't necessarily mean the womb here itself, the thing in the belly of the mother. No. It means the ties that are connected to that womb, meaning the family ties. Rahim. Rahim, connecting the family ties, the ties of the womb. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحب أن يبسط له في رزقه وينسأ له في أثره فليصل رحمه. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحب أن يبسط له في رزقه. Whoever loves. Here, this is a form 4 verb. We put the aleph in front, like arsala, right? Arsala. And I don't know what else right now. Aslama, right? Ahsana, to do good, right? Here it is. Ahabba, whoever loves. And yubsata. Again, we have our fil mudari being mansoob after an. The other three are lan, idhin, and kay. And yubsata, from basata. Right? A lot of people misuse this word. Basata. They say something shay basit. Like they have a su'alun basit. Like they mean they have an easy, light question. Right? They use the word basit to mean light. But basit actually means a big question. Not necessarily heavy, but big. And I'll tell you how they get to there where it means light. Right? Basit means something spread out. Means it handles every single facet. So usually when something's spread out and it's not all in one place, it's like lights. You understand? It becomes easier when it's all spread out, right? But if you're talking about issues, like if you want to go through tafsir, you have tafsir which is basit, which is detailed. And then tafsir which is mutawassit, and then tafsir which is less than that, right? So basit means to spread out, to make it more, right? Yabsut would be to make more and to make it detailed. So, but it means to spread out. So you put a butter on your toast and then you spread it, right? Then ahabba an yubsata lahu bi rizqihi. Whoever loves that, and this is passive. Yubsat is passive. That he's not the one doing it, but it's done to him or for him. As we have lahu, for him. Whoever loves that it would be spread out for him. Bi rizqihi. In his provisions. Rizq, provisions. His rizq. Right? His rizq is his provisions. Whoever loves that his provisions basically would be spread out for him. Made more for him. وَيُنْسَأَ لَهُ فِي أَثَرِهِ. وَيُنْسَأَ from نَسَأَ. يُنْسَأَ from نَسَأَ. Noon, Sin, Aleph. Meaning that it would be postponed. To have postponement. Right? Atharihi. This word here, this phrase here, nasa'a fi athar. Right? And this means to have a long life. As we see in the footnote below, it says, Yutala lahu fi umrihi. Yutala. Again, this is passive, but it means yatulu, which would be the active form, meaning to lengthen. Yatulu. Like I get long-winded. Someone is طويل في كلامه. يطول كلامه. Right? Here is يطول أثره. Here is ينسى. To make longer for him. في أثره. أثر, as we said before, means like footsteps or something that you leave behind. Like, I can't think of the word always, but the word that comes to my mind is like artifacts. Right? But that's not the word I always want. It's his athar, his traces in the earth, basically. His traces. To elongate his traces. The only way your traces in the earth, your footsteps, are going to be elongated is if your life is longer. You can only take so many steps, right? The longer life you have, the more footsteps you have. So, whoever would like his footsteps or his traces to be elongated, meaning for his life to be lengthened. He gets older, right? He gets older. Whoever would like to live long. And ahabba an yubsata lahu fi rizqihi. Whoever loves that his provisions be spread out for him, widened for him. وَيُنْسَأَ لَهُ فِي أَثَرِهِ. And that he would have longevity in his traces, in what he leaves behind, meaning to make his life longer. فَلْيَصِلْ رَحِمَهُ. Then let him, fa is then so or then, the lam is the lam of amr, the lam of command. فَلْيَصِلْ, and because it's the command we have the verb being majzoom. فَلْيَصِلْ رَحِمَهُ. Then let him connect his ties of kinship. His ties of kinship. Connect what? Rahima. Here we have majroor. Rahim, silatul rahim. Majroor because it's mudaf, mudaf ilayh. Here we have rahima, maf'ulun bihi, mansoob. Whoever, man ahabba an yubsata lahu fi rizqi. Whoever loves that his spread out. Wa yunsa lahu fi atharihi. And that longevity be given to his traces or footsteps, or that he has a long life. Al-yasil rahima. And let him connect his family ties. This hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. Bukhari and Muslim. In Bukhari it is 5986. And in Muslim it is 6524. Sorry about that. 6524 from Anas ibn Malik. Any questions, Ya Abdullah?
No.
Next time you type your name, Abdullah, type Alif, Lam, Lam, Ha.
That's what I did.
No, you typed Alif with a Hamza, Alif with a Hamza, Lam, Ha. That's what's on our screen.
Do what?
Instead of putting two lambs, you...
Aleph? Well, it might have did that automatic thing, you know. I don't know. I just fit the space button. But I type Aleph, Lam, Lam, Ha.
Oh, yeah. No problem. Read it for us, Ya Abdullah.
I can't see it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Abu Tahir.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحب أن يبسط له في الرزق وينسأ له في أثره فيصل رحمه.
No. Ya Zubair.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحب أن يبسط له في رزقه وينسأ له في أثره فليصل رحمه.
No. This next hadith, still in Suratul Rahim. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ليس الواصل بالمكافي ولكن الواصل الذي إذا قطعت رحمه وصلها. He says, one second here. ليس الواصل بالمكافي ولكن الواصل الذي إذا قطع رحمه وصلها. ليس الواصل. الواصل is the file of our verb here that we've been talking about. وصل يصل. That's our verb. يصل. Here we can look down and put it in fa'il. Fa'ala becomes fa'il. Wasala becomes wasil. Basically, the connector is not Laysa, as we learned, is not. Right? And we see that the ismu laysa is marfu'. Right? Laysa al-wasil. Bil mukafi. Mukafi is from kaf, fa, alif. Right? Meaning to reward. Right? Or to take care of. Right? Kafa'a, meaning to take care of or to reward. Right? To compensate, meaning taking care of the family ties isn't just to give someone a gift. Bil mukafi, it's not with rewarding, like giving someone a gift or something like that. ولكن الواصلة, lakin makes the noun mansub. Lakinna makes the noun mansub. It follows it. Lakin al-wasila alladhi, the wasil, the one who connects the family ties. Alladhi is the one. Either if or when. Futi'at. Futi'at. Qata'a, which is the cut. Futi'at is passive here. Majhul, meaning it's cut. Rahimuhu. Rahimuhu, his family ties cut. Him. Or they're cut. His family ties are cut. Meaning, he gets into an argument with someone in his family ties and they stop talking to him. The family ties are cut. Wasalaha. He connects them. You don't care, you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I'm going to keep talking to you. I'm going to keep checking on you like I always do. I'm going to keep, sending your son a gift on the Eid, whatever, that I always do. You understand? Laysa al-wasilu bil-mukafi. The wasil, the connecting, the one doing the connecting is not with just giving rewards or gifts or doing what they do. This is probably better. Mukafi being compensates. Probably better than just reward. To compensate, meaning when they do to you, you do to them. In al-wasil, the connector, alladhi idha qutiyat rahimuh, is the one who, when his family relations are cut, wasalaha. This hadith is in Bukhari, number 5991, from Abdullah ibn Amr. Amr, not Amir. Abdullah ibn Amr. Any questions? Okay, I'm trying to get Dar es Salaam's translation. Says al-wasil is not the one who recompenses the good done to him by his relatives, but the wasil is the one who keeps good relations with those relatives who had severed the bond of kinship with him. And then in the title of that chapter, it gives the translation of wasil as the one who keeps good relations with his kith and kin. So the wasil is not the one who basically is good when someone's good to him, but the wasil is the one who's good to them even when they're not so good to him. ليس الواصل بالمكافئ, he's not with compensation. You do good to me, I do good to you. ولكن الواصل الذي إذا قطعت رحمه, the wasil is the one that when the family ties are cut, wasalaha, he connects them. This ha here shows that rahim is feminine. Shows that rahim is feminine. The womb of a woman, even though it's one in the body, we said when pairs, you have pairs, then they're feminine. But when there's one, it's masculine. But we also said words that are just feminine are feminine. So, for instance, a womb, that's a feminine thing. It's not a masculine thing. Men don't have that, only women do. So it's a feminine word. There's no questions, and let Zubair read for us before our time expires, inshallah.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ليس الواصل بالمكافي ولكن الواصل الذي إذا قطعت رحمه وصلها.
نعم يلا أبا طاهر.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ليس الواصل بالمكافي ولكن الواصل الذي إذا قطعت رحمه وصلها.
نعم. Inshallah, we have time for the next one. It's very short. So we finish this section. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يدخل الجنة قاطع الرحم. لا يدخل الجنة قاطع الرحم. لا يدخل, he will not enter Jannah. Jannah being mansoob, maf'ulun bihi, not enter what? Not enter Jannah. لا يدخل الجنة قاطع رحم. قاطع, fa'il of قطع. قطع. فعل. فاعل قاطع. Right? The cutter, severer, rahim, of a womb. Qati'u rahimin. This is mudaf ilayh. Usually we're used to seeing alif lam on the mudaf ilayh, but this doesn't have it here because it's just talking about any ties of the kinship, not as a whole or like that, right? It's in a more general form, and it's permissible for that to be. So, qati'u rahimin. For instance, if we found a textbook and we knew who it belonged to, we could say hadha kitab Talib. That's a book of the students. But if we had kitab, but we didn't know who it was, we said kitabu talibin. It's a book of us students. We don't know which students, right? So here, cutting any of the ties, don't matter which one, not a specific one or not all of them, but cutting just one of them. Qati'u rahimin. This hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. Bukhari 5984, Muslim 6521, from Jubair ibn Asif, Jubair ibn Mut'im
Is it Zubairin or
No, Jubair. Jubairu. If I say, Ein, then it would be in. You know what I mean? But here's Jubair. The question
other
I
way.
still have is Jubair, Mamnu min as-sarf. Does it take the tanween? I still don't know.
That's why I was asking.
Let me see if I can find it online real quick. In the meantime, if there's no other questions about this hadith, then we can read it, inshallah. Go ahead, Zubair.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يدخل الجنة قاطع رحم.
No.
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يدخل الجنة قاطع رحم.
No. Repeat after us, Abdullah. لا يدخل الجنة.
لا يدخل الجنة
قاطع رحم.
قاطع what?
Rahim.
Rahim.
Naam. Inshallah, that's the end of that section. We only have 99 hadith in this section. We already covered 14. Alright? So not too many more weeks, inshallah. We'll be in Mustawa al-Awwal, inshallah ta'ala. We're doing Nawaqid al-Islam and Qawaid al-Arba and all that good stuff.
No.
No questions? Jazakallah khairan. I'm going to wait till, what I would say, Sunday night. And then I will ask Zubair if he's going to be there on the Wednesday night class to do the first hadith, whatever it is that we cover, because we still have 2 more days. And in that way, I give that person 2 days study time, you know. If we do it twice a week, then they would have, say, Thursday night and Friday to look it up, Thursday and Friday to look it up. Same way they'll have Monday and Tuesday to look it up for the Tuesday night's class, right? So Zubair, if he's around, he's going to be around for the Tuesday night class. Then Sunday night, we'll assign him whatever the next hadith is if he wants to do it, inshallah.
All right.
Jazakumullah khairan, ya akhwan.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.